Well, when we put together our marketing strategies and we do our strategy sessions, we always talk about it's the buyers we know, the buyers we don't know, and the buyers we should know. And how do we connect with those people? And there's different strategies to connect with those different people. But back to what we were talking about, we can do all that and we can connect with the buyers and we can get them excited about the house. But what should the seller be doing? Because they have a responsibility to make sure that the home is presented and merchandised, as I say a lot of times,
It's all about
for when the showing happens.
right. It's all about the prep, the staging, and inside and outside. So clean up the yard. This past 2 months, every seller we've worked with has pretty much had to clean up their yard. There's still been leaves and everything
It's that
looks
time of year.
brown.
Yeah.
The wind has blown things into the corners of every fence line in the country right now, right? So we want to make sure that it's ready, that it's presented in the very best light that the seller can do. Not every seller has that opportunity to make a house shine, and we work with that on a different level. But making sure that your house is available for those showings when people request it. We know it's a pain a lot of times when you're living in the house, especially when you have other family members or children there or pets there, and you've got to gather everybody up, get the house ready, and leave, and get all the lights on and open the curtains.
So actually, this is a question that comes up is like, well, how do showings work? We just kind of say that and take it for granted, but what does that actually mean to the home seller? What is a showing? How is that coordinated?
It's so nice these days, Tigo. We have an app for that,
Yeah.
right? We have an app where we set up so that the seller or sellers can get notified when another realtor wants to show the home. And we can set the parameters of what they can request. So we can say, I'm going to go in my back end and say, you can't show the house before 10 a.m. or after 5 p.m. or after 9 p.m. or whatever, and only on these days. And that we can say it requires zero notice. You can just get an immediate acceptance of your showing, or we can set it up where the seller says yes or no. And if they download the app, they can actually reply and say, any chance you could move that to a little bit later, and try to negotiate a better time for them. So that's how it gets arranged.
Remember back in the day especially when we had 7,000 homes on the market at one point, and you'd have to call every single seller
To schedule a time.
schedule it and move it around. So yeah, it is a very efficient system.